What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the best goalkeepers in FC24. This predominantly will be the last one of these because there's not really many keepers out after this. We may touch on a couple of the footage keepers if they do end up giving a 99, but that is going to be solely dependent on if anybody moves, if they actually give anybody one. Because Pope, I think, got one for Newcastle last year, the year before, at like 98, 99, purely on the fact that he did move. Whether we see that again will be a big question mark, whether we get one. And the same for the Euros, to be honest. Whether we get one of an upgrade, but to be honest, a 1 or 2 upgrade is not really going to be enough. Are you looking for coins to improve your team? Then you need to head over to lootbar.gg, the most reliable and the best coin service you can find. Also, they have incredible 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using JT11 to get 8% off coupon. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours, absolutely guaranteed. Also, with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. At least we got a lot of team of the seasons. Every single team, even if they weren't crazy, did get a team of the season keeper. So we're running through the list from bottom to top. These are my ranking orders of what the keepers should be in. Now, Van Nistelrooy was most definitely an interesting upgrade from the lovely winter wildcard, which was basically shapeshifters, and managed to see him get a nice upgrade into a goalkeeper. I mean, he was better than his striker version, let's say that. And to be honest, he weren't actually that bad. He's not necessarily my number one keeper, but he definitely beats out some of them, which is just crazy. We then move on to Muslera. Now, he is one of the only ones, I would say, from the mixed, or from the, well, yeah, I think he was from the mixed league, that actually looks a decent keeper and kind of normally is semi-reliable as a keeper. Most of them just are very bog standard and not worth your time. At least with him, I think you're getting a team of the season. He's relatively cheap, and that's normally the big thing. Most team of the season keepers now are very cheap, so that's always one thing to consider. We move one up from a long time ago in Ederson. Now, I could see him with a footage just to kind of rank his rating up a little bit, but I doubt it very much now, especially because he's just not even going to play throughout the footage summer, so Euros is not going to be a thing for him, obviously. So you're kind of stuck with this keeper. Now, Ederson, Alisson have been the back and forth kings of the Premier League for the past few years. De Gea throwing his number in there couple of years ago, I would say now, but most definitely Ederson, Alisson were the ones to go for. They were the gold cards, other than kind of like your Courtois. Now, Courtois most definitely is in this list slightly, but I do think the fact that he's not had anything is a big factor for him. He has been injured, so that is kind of why gold is just not in here anymore. Lloris, lovely end of era. It literally is an end of an era for him, because I feel like he has been there for longer than I can actually remember. A very, very good goalkeeper. He was a premium SBC, I think, what, about 100 and something thousand, so nothing too crazy in terms of price, but he definitely was one that you could put in there. He's 6'2". Now, let me know down below, do you have any superstitions about goalkeepers? Do they have to be a certain type, a certain foot? Do they have to have a certain stat? I used to think it was speed more than anything. Is it the play styles? Does he have to have all 4 or 3 of them? What is it that you see in a goalkeeper? Or do you just go for the highest rated? Because that, again, is another very valid argument as we move in to summer. So this is kind of the first of the team of the seasons. I do rate him just a little bit more than Ederson and also Lloris, purely on rating as well. I think that's going to be a big factor. I think Summer comes in very much like Simon's, a little bit on the lower end. He's kind of up there, but it's more the rating that's looking good for him, and I think that has that almost factor, like I say, with the superstitions, that he should be better. If he's 95, he should be better. Whether he is a big question. Now, most of them do have a lot of the play styles. Far throw, I'm more than happy to not have. It is mainly for me these 3 that are going to be at least semi-important in a keeper, to be honest. The far throw, it is what it is. Like, I don't necessarily need it. Half the time I drop the ball anyway, so it really doesn't make a difference whatsoever. Coming in next is going to be Kobel. Now, I do like this goalkeeper. We did manage to get him red. We've used his normal blue card for a while, and he was decent enough, to be honest. He has got all the play styles, which most of them do have a decent amount of them. I think there's only a couple that don't. Like, if we go through the list, think the lower ones, Muslera does, Van Nistelrooy doesn't. It kind of explains something, but as you can imagine, with a lot of the top end, they tend to just give them anyway. I was kind of hoping that we would have got a Playstyle Plus, and I think Donnarumma was the only one that could have got that, but I guarantee that it probably wormed their way out of it and not given it if they did go through. But I do like Kobel, and I think with the team of the season, the best thing about them is they are cheap. You're looking at like 30, 40, some cases low ends or high ends of 20k for a 94, 95 team of the season keeper. I think that's not a bad deal, especially if you did manage to pack somebody of a higher caliber in obviously that league. So if you, for instance, in the Bundesliga managed to get a Harry Kane, then it's going to be an extra nice little chemistry link if you wanted the goalkeeper as well. Coming up next is going to be Yashin. Obviously, we've got some icons still. I think he's just above kind of the rest of them there. He was always a decent keeper. I feel like he was kind of overshadowed from his lovely winter wildcard centre-back. So it is nice to kind of see him back now as that centre-back. For me, is just irrelevant. Whereas the keeper's always going to be nice. He's 92 rated. He's the highest base icon you can get in terms of a keeper. And he doesn't have any playstyles, which is just nuts in itself. Just cross-claimer, and that's about it. So he's one of them ones I personally would only use if I did get him out of an icon pack anyway. Most keepers I barely ever pay any money for. It would be whoever I pack. That just is the best option. Whoever I pack goes in net. We then also have Casillas, 92 rated Thunderstruck. I actually love this card. He's normally my keeper. I don't know why it's shoved up the loan there, but he's my keeper from actually just getting an icon keeper because I am still waiting for the big boy himself, who is my number one spot to actually get into the club. He has all the playstyles, decent stats across the board. There's arguments between all of the icons who's better. You've obviously got like Cech, Schmeichel, Casillas, Yashin, Van der Sar, who's the best. And I personally know who I think is number one, but then if I kind of, a lot of people agree with him being just exceptional, but then it's like the difference between Casillas and Yashin. There'd be debates, who's there? Someone would say Schmeichel's better than Casillas. Someone would say Yashin is better than Schmeichel and Casillas. So there is a big debate between them. We then move into Donnarumma, one of my fan favourites, 6'5". He has all the playstyles as always, and another fantastic keeper. Now, if it was gold, I always liked kind of like the Alisson Ederson was just the Prem vibe to go to. Then in terms of off league, so non-Prem keepers, I'd always like Donnarumma or also Courtois. Now Donnarumma did get a team of the year that year. It was just Donnarumma through and through, and predominantly that was normally the case. The team of the year was always the chase card. Everybody managed to get him. If you were trying for team of the year, that would be there. Here's the team of the year, but it's the goalkeeper, and more than likely 200k by the summer. So Donnarumma's always been a big shout of mine. Alisson though, his team of the season or his team of the year, depending on which one you want to go for, is absolutely fine. Now I do like the team of the year purely for the design, so I can imagine over footies when they do come back in packs, we will get a lot of him, but he was always number one for a while when it comes to actual playing goalkeepers, but he was never my number one, just purely on the factor of two different people. Now the first one is going to be Cech as his team of the year. Surprisingly, I don't know if they did something to him or not, after using him again since his release. So once he came out in the team of the year icon, I thought he was okay. He was a nice upgrade to his normal card, but he wasn't anything special. Then they not re-released, but then they released the SBC version of him, and surprisingly, not bad. Like, we used him a handful of times, and then we came up against him quite a lot. It did a decent upgrade to him. I don't know if they managed to upgrade him in any way, shape or form, because they surely can't. They can't, but he is surprisingly better now. I genuinely would put him up there amongst them. But the number one keeper for me, it's quite an easy one. It's the last one on the list. It's got to be Van der Sar. Regardless of the 5'5", that doesn't make a difference. 6'6", 92 for his ultimate, was it a birthday or was it ultimate birthday icon? Van der Sar is number one. It's base, it's Thunderstruck, it's ultimate birthday. I don't care which one. He is incredible in every single one. Playstyles across the board. The 5'5" is just an added little bonus. You might as well. Whether we see another upgrade for him, he is technically in the Euros in that sense. So whether we see an upgrade for him, that would be really nice to see, like a 95 Van der Sar. If you want to give us a playstyle plus and break it as well, that'd be even better. But for me, that is going to be my number one. And that is going to be the list complete. So we've got Van Nistelrooy, Muslera, Ederson, Lloris, Sommer, Kobel, Yashin, Casillas, Donnarumma, Alisson, Cech, and Van der Sar. kind of ones just missing out. Courtois needed an upgrade. Schmeichel was nice to start with at the game, but really didn't pick up any form. And then ter Stegen, I suppose as an inform could have been a shout, but it doesn't come in this list, unfortunately. So let me know your goalkeeper, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.